Okay, there I am. Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful Thursday. I sure am. It is a beautiful day. Thursday is a lovely day. It's one of my favorite days of the week, actually, because it sort of edges closer to the weekend, and it's nice to have that feeling that all of the activity that was done in the weekend when now starting to wind down. So it's a really great day for me, and I hope it's a great day for all of you as well. So we're back. I'm back with our mini training series, and I hope that the previous ones have been useful to you and you've been able to apply some of them into your day-to-day life and experience the difference and how easily and magically everything just shifts for you once you start to apply all of these things. And everything that I share is obviously components and the collections, and it's a collection of many different things. So you could find that today you've tried something and it's had an amazing result, and the next time you try the same thing, it might give you a completely different experience altogether. And you might also then say, okay, I tried one thing that Amisha suggested, and now I might want to talk, add another element to it and notice how all of the emotional fitness starts to build from there on. And you then have this kind of a momentum that you continuously move forward rather than getting pulled backward into your spirals. So I know I've jumped straight in, but today I want to talk about being able to identify your signals. Okay. And what do I mean by signals is quite straightforward. I think everybody knows what the meaning of the word signal is, right? So you tell me, if you're watching live or even if you watch the replay, I want you to tell me, what do you think a signal is? What is a signal, or what is a sign? I mean, for all of us, the most common signal is our traffic lights, isn't it? In every country, city, wherever you live, in whichever part of the world, traffic lights are something that we all are aware of, we all are familiar with. And it's the most straightforward connection that you would make to the signal, isn't it? And if you think about the traffic lights or the traffic signals, there are three main kinds. You have the red and the amber and you have the green. And I don't need to explain what they mean. I think all of you already know it. But what is the purpose of knowing that signal? So the purpose is, you know that when the light is red, how you need to react. You know that when the light is amber, how do you need to react? You also know if the light is green, what do you need to do? And let's say that you're not a driver. You're not a driver, but you're a pedestrian. But you also know what to do when those signals are showing up, when those lights are flashing, what you need to do if you're a pedestrian, correct? So it's very simple that you know this because you were made aware of it from a very early age on. Hopefully you were trained from a younger age in terms of how to cross the road, where to cross the road, where is it safe, where is it not safe, how to know that the traffic is going to stop, how to know that the red man or the green man, depending on which country you live in, okay, everyone has different sort of green and red man signals, or disciplines, I would say. The signals are the same, but everybody's disciplines are different, right? So you know all of these things because you were taught from a younger age to identify what to do when you see a particular signal, right? And it's the same thing with your emotions as well. But what happens most of the time with most of the people is when they experience any kind of emotion, and I'm referring to the not so desirable ones, obviously, because when we have happy emotions and when we have the kind of stuff that we want to experience, there's no problem, there's no complaining, nothing to complain about. It's when we're experiencing challenging stuff, right? It's when we're experiencing undesirable stuff that we need to start becoming aware. Now, at that moment, nobody thinks about what was I trained to do? What was I trained? How was I trained to respond to this feeling that I'm getting? Because we weren't trained. Okay, in that moment, you're just reacting to that emotion. You're just reacting to the feeling that you have. Okay, so the idea is, how about you become more aware of these in advance so that if and when they come up again, you know exactly what to do in that moment. How about that? Would that be useful? Very useful, isn't it? Very, very useful. So that if you are able to identify and correlate a signal to an emotion, you'll know exactly what to do. So, for example, if something within your emotions is red in color, you know that you have to stop, right? Something in your emotions is green in color, you know you've got to move forward. Simple as that. So, exactly like that. So, the many, many kinds of triggers or many, many kind of signals that we all have, but the ones that I want to highlight are the most essential ones, okay? So the first signal that you need to become aware of when you're handling your emotions is your body, okay? All of your signals are in your body, or the signals are in your actions, one of the two, okay? So when I say in your body, it is how you're feeling, okay? It's how you're feeling. So let's say that you have, you know, an exam coming up. May not you, may not, maybe your child or whoever. Exams are coming up. There's a little bit of nervousness. There's a little bit of anxiousness around it, thinking, oh my God, how am I going to deal with the exam? Or how is my child going to deal with it? Or if it's your child and the child is thinking, how am I going to deal with an exam? Right? And there's all of that preparation work, etc., going on. So let's say that there is this nervousness about the exam. Now, how do you know that you are nervous? How do you know that what you or your child or whoever it is experiencing, that is nervousness? How? Because you get a feeling in your body. Yes? So the moment you get a feeling in your body and it feels uncomfortable, it feels not nice, that's a signal for you, right? So that's a signal. So you already know that you're nervous, you're feeling uneasy. The question is, how do you respond to that signal? What is it that you do after that, right? So when you have those kind of feelings, what is your response? So start becoming aware of what those feelings are in your body, because while generically they're the same for every person, individually or specifically to you, they'll be unique. Okay. Like some people will experience nervousness in their stomach, some people experience nervousness in their chest. Okay. So just become aware of these things for you. And the idea is, the moment you start becoming aware of this, you know how to respond to them. You know what to do. You know what action to take when you experience them. Okay, so the first one is obviously in your body. And the second one I talked about is in your behavior. Now, a lot of people don't think about this, okay? And it's not even taught to anybody. How you behave, and by behavior, I mean many, many different things. Not just what you do, but also what you say, what kind of actions you take, etc. Various things. Okay. So it's important to understand this, that what is your behavior, because that itself is a signal to you that something is not right emotionally. Okay. And one of the biggest giveaways, I want you all to notice this the next time for yourself. And this is not in any way a criticism. This is just something to become aware of, so that you know that you need to start shifting your state, your emotional state. Okay. Become aware of what is it that you're saying. What are your words? Okay. And I'm not talking words as in swearing or non-swearing, not that kind of stuff. But what is it that you're saying? What are you communicating? How are you communicating? Okay. So let's say if you're talking to your family, what is it that you're talking about? Okay. And is that what you're saying positive or is it negative? Very, very simple way to identify your signals. Okay. If you find yourself saying something positive, for example, I've had a great day today, or yes, I'm loving how I'm feeling today, etc., that's positive. But if you find yourself saying things like, uh, something went wrong in my day, this thing didn't happen, that thing didn't happen, this one did this person at my workplace said this, this one yelled at me, my boss was in a nasty mood, blah, 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 whatever it is, those are negative words. Okay, that's negative talk. So even if it's not negative talk about yourself, it's not self-talk, it's still negative talk. Okay, and if you are talking about these things, or if you are sounding negative, we all do, it's not a criticism, we all at some point in time do. The idea is to become aware of it and do something about it. Okay, so if you are sounding negative, I want you to start tracking. Okay, create a habit of tracking how many times you are saying something negative. So whether your words are sounding like you're complaining about somebody, or whether they're sounding like you're blaming somebody, or whether they're sounding like you're just whining. I'm going to use that word. Yes, I've been advised not to use that word, but I want to say that word because it's the only word that actually expresses the meaning of what I want to say. Or if you find yourself just whining about circumstances in your life, situations in your life, okay? Because these are the things, these are your actual signals. These are the real signals that are telling you that something is not right in terms of your emotional state overall in life. Okay. So if you say that, okay, my boss yelled at me today, and you're just saying it from a point of venting it or releasing it or sharing it with a friend or a family member, etc., you're just venting. But if you find yourself talking about it to the next person and to the next person and to the next person, okay, then you know that that is your alarm bell. That is a signal saying that, listen, watch out, you are getting into a downward spiral. Now, whether you may realize it or not, all of these things add up. It's like that, one step down, one step down, one step down, and before you know it, you slid all the way down into some crazy emotional spiral, and then you find it really difficult to come out of. And then that leads to all of the other things like panic and stress and anxiety and blah, right? So we don't want that. We want to become aware of the signals so that we can start responding to them, and we can start positively using them. Okay. I hope this makes sense for you, and I hope this lands. So start becoming aware, start tracking it, and notice what they are. So first one is physically, how you're feeling in your body. And second is, what is your behavior? And the most common way of behaving is through what you're saying, right? What are you communicating? So have a think about it, observe yourself, make notes, and you might surprise yourself. Okay. And of course, if you found this useful, share it. Invite somebody else who might benefit from the training, get them into the group, and of course, comment and tell me what you learned. Okay. What you experienced, what you identified about yourself. This whole community is about winning together, right? So there is no judgment in this space at all. So if you've discovered something and you've identified and you said, hey, this is what I observed, and I realized that it might be happening to somebody else as well, come and share it. So the moment you become aware is the first step that you can start taking action. All right. And then it starts progressing you towards being the person you really want to be, to becoming and being how and who you want to be in your life. Okay. I hope, like I said, I hope that landed, and you found that useful. I shall see you very soon for the next one. Take care. Bye for now.